pause. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I did not have the best night. So if I yawn, I'm sorry.
Morning, David.
Good morning, Bill. And how are you today?
Okay.
Good.
Is Adam?
Yeah, almost.
Almost. Morning, Adam.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Hey,
How are you?
Good, thanks.
You're working?
Yeah, at the office here.
Still got people sick?
Yeah, would you believe it? Yeah, we do.
But you're feeling all right?
I have been, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot going around.
Yeah.
I had some type of respiratory thing for a few weeks. Um, I guess it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, but I got over that. There's been a lot of norovirus flying around, a lot of GI bugs, so
Yeah.
yeah, we have a lot of people out with it. But
That
so
makes it
luckily I've been dodging that so far.
good. Makes it kind of tough with not enough people, though.
Yeah, it does. It does. we've had a lot of call outs because of the GI thing. So,
Yeah.
but we've been kind of mustering through it,
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can't have someone coming to work if they're can't get out of the bathroom. So,
Nope. There's Joanne.
Good morning.
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 Morning here.
How is the Voluntown Peace Trust?
Oh God, that's the one that keeps getting dropped for all the other work I'm doing. Whoops! Please don't ask. I'll try to get to that one today.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Actually, we're doing well. There's things I need to move on, get a letter. I'm president of 2 boards. That's not a good thing. That's one of the boards I'm president of. So anyway.
You take on too much, I think.
I do. And I'm trying to pass it on, but that takes more time to pass it on than to do it sometimes. So you're stuck in that. Working with someone else for leadership development and just get it done. Anyway, I'm better at the working with somebody else for leadership development in the other 2 groups. So that's okay.
Oh, good.
Anyway, yeah, a lot of training going on right now. So.
And Mr. Bynum is with us.
I am.
Full crew.
Hello.
Yeah. That's good.
The whole crew.
So, it is time. Let us begin. And how is moving your arms with your legs going?
Yeah, I mean, I was able to go over the video. I don't have any questions. I did feel, I felt the connection between my knees and my back. I did all of the, I've gone through all of the postures of the arm. Yeah.
Good.
It clicked right away for me. So that's helpful. That doesn't happen with every lesson.
No, that was
like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I got this.
oh good. And
Actually, I had a back spasm for most of the week, so I didn't do much.
Oh,
ouch.
that's the wrong kind of connection to the spine.
Yeah. Okay. We'll pass you by, Bill. And the other Bill?
Yeah. I feel like it's happening pretty well. Yeah. It feels together. It's when your back's not hurting, it feels part of the whole. It feels wrong to not be doing that. I guess you would say.
Yeah. How is your back doing?
My back has had a better week than the other Bill's back. So
It's all relative.
Good. Adam?
I think more success as the week went on. It feels a little more connected. Still a little discombobulated during 3, but I think it's getting there.
Yeah, actually, I found the legs really helped 3.
Yeah.
Because getting that connection from the legs really, I don't know, somehow made that movement work even better for me than it had at that stage.
Yeah.
So
I'd agree with that, especially at 12, the 12 position, to have that in there at 12.
Yep.
Makes it work.
Good. So what I'd like you to do is to just do a short flow. Really just 6 repetitions. Or maybe 8.
Okay.
Whatever you can do.
6 was too few.
Whatever.
And just trying to incorporate this concept of the legs moving and not focusing on the arms and hands. Letting them move, be moved. So that was actually that was quite nice to watch you do that. A lot of uh, very good work in there. Couple of things just that I noticed along the way. Um, remember that in one that as the arms come up, that the wrists are relaxed until you reach that point where you begin that transition and the hands are extended by the legs and then come back and in. So don't lose that extension out. That helps to open up that flow. 2 pretty much looked good to me. The one thing I wanted to say about 3, and I'm going to come a little closer to the camera here, was I felt like there was, for the most part, that your tendency with the action of the elbows in that was simply to bend them in and extend them out, and bend them in and extend them out. I didn't see, for the most part, there was some, but for the most part, I didn't see the connection to the scapula. So the movement of the elbow really is one that's rotating and pushing the scapula in and then pushing the scapula out. So you need more than this movement. That's there, absolutely, but you also have to have the movement in this direction at the same time. 4, I did feel that some of you were kind of rushing through that motion out to the side, but almost it seemed to me you were all getting the rotation of getting the elbows down as you were coming up. That was actually very good. Remember that in 5, that you're making that connection of the Laogong point in the wrist at the Dantian level, and then coming up, bending in, and then going out to wherever that transition point is for you. Unfortunately, I did notice, particularly Bill Nagel, be careful about 2, that you don't make it like 5, because 2 completes its bend here and then begins to extend from that point. So its transition point is down here as it goes from bend to extend. Whereas with 5, that transition point is somewhere rising, where you have gotten the energy up ideally to the crown of the head, or as high as you can go in your body at the moment.
Okay.
Also remember that in 4, that you want to keep the rotation outward of the arms all the way to that transition point at the top, and then you're bending in. And we're going to work on 6 today, so
yeah. I was just going to ask that if you would do some contrasting between 4 and 6 spine thing. Maybe I'm being the straight man.
Actually, as far as the spine's concerned, the big difference between 4 and 6 is the amount of movement, because since you have condensed as you began 5, as you transitioned into 5, that means that movement of 4, which could be good size, depends what that it could be a pretty good size movement, whereas 6 actually is going to be a much more condensed movement. So there's not as much bending and extending of either the arms or the legs, because of the fact that you have condensed the qua and the rest of the body as well. Did that help you there, Bill?
It does, and it raises in my mind the question: is the more condensed movement has to be consistent or parallel with moving the energy down the central channel instead of the side channels, and is that correct, or is that thinking about it in the right way?
Well,
versus
if you've
versus the side channels, and
actually you are moving the energy through the side and central channel in both 5 and 6 condensed.
Yes.
So I'm not sure I understand your question.
Oh, why I was thinking I understand that for 5 and 6. I was thinking for 4 and 6.
You're not condensed in 4, but you are in 6.
Right. So 4 is the side channels.
Oh, well, 4 is right. 4, you're not going into the central channel in 4.
Yeah, so my question, which I totally garbled up, was, so in 4 we're going into the side channels, but we have a more the action of the spine is not condensed, it's more extreme.
It's
and not extreme,
yes.
But more pronounced, I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
So I was wondering if having a more condensed movement of the spine that must be consistent with having more ability to move energy through the central channel.
Yes and no.
Okay. I'm thinking too much. I'll stop doing that.
Stop thinking, Bill. Stop thinking.
It's all right. We all fall into that, Bill. Condensing certainly helps at least initially, in being able to move the energy through the central and the side channels in a more powerful way. And that condensing always makes it possible to increase the power. Um, and we we really do only condense in 5 and 6. I feel like I'm not really answering your question.
No, that's. I don't feel bewildered. I don't have words right now, but I'm not feeling bewildered.
Well, that's good. It's interesting related to all this. I presume that you all were aware of Rick Barrett's workshop Sunday.
Yes.
And
yeah, sorry about that.
He, as seems to be true every time we see him, he's continued to make steps forward in his development of his methods of approaching particularly the movement of the energy. And I guess one of the things that he's been focusing on a lot recently, and you can read about this on his blog too, but is the elbow. And is certainly similar to the way that Bruce thinks about it, but he adds in particular the element that the elbow, in addition to facing downwards, needs to relax downwards. Because as soon as you let the elbow relax down, the shoulder relaxes.
Yeah.
And it is one of the elements that allows an instant increase in the flow of the energy and actually the power of the energy. It actually encourages the energy to be Jin instead of just Ji. And it hugely increases root. Because if you manage to do all of the elements that he teaches, and I know some of you have been exposed to this, his concept of energetic coherence, feeling the extension of the finger, the various structures of the body. But one of the things that he had us do, because it was something that we could work on at home, and it's a little perhaps a little hard to do on your own at first, but no. But it's really interesting because I have this nice pole here. If you put yourself in a good position and you just push into that pole, obviously you're going to push yourself away. But if you think of the various elements here of the extension of the finger, the energy through the finger, of getting the structure of the body correct, And in particular, allowing the elbow to relax and drop. What happens when you push is that all of a sudden you are rooted so that you cannot push yourself away. You have increased that energetic coherence in the body so that you are deeply rooted. So that's something you could play with a little bit if you like, but I just wanted to mention it to encourage in our emphasis on the elbow to think of it relaxing down, because so often in all the movements we do, there is a really small difference between, I guess maybe in a way 4 is a good example, because one of the things is if you don't let that elbow relax down and it lifts a little. Now, my elbows are facing downwards, but I have connected to my shoulder. And I can feel my shoulder start to lift. So that letting the elbows really relax dropped my shoulder. So that as I went up, I didn't have that sense of the shoulder connecting and beginning to stop the flow of the energy. So just that concept, I think, is a really useful one. Whoop. Anybody have a question about that?
No, but maybe you've convinced me to make a little space to come to the workshop.
I'm going to have him again in the fall.
I mean, I've been to a lot of his workshops, so I really, I do find, they're interesting and energizing.
He's
although I still can't read Martin Buber very well, but otherwise.
It's all right, Joanne.
It's okay. Yeah, I've tried that over the years, decades of trying Martin Buber. Anyway, yeah, maybe.
Well,
how soon do you need to know?
What about his workshop?
No, about space. Are you okay? You have plenty of space in his workshop for other people?
Oh.
If I decide to come on Sunday, is there room?
Oh, no, this was last Sunday.
Oh, that was last Sunday. See, I'm like, okay, no, I couldn't have done that. He's coming in the fall. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was like, what? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't do last Sunday. Okay. Oh, good.
I'm holding them now at the Lyme Senior Center, where we have plenty of room. We had 18 people, but we could have had more. So I will let you know when I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah.
Have him in the fall. So clearly, you all know the movements of Movement 6, and the biggest thing is going to be again, of course, the changeover points, to get the chi to smoothly move through them, so you have a continuous flow of energy in the body. This is where the principle that's in Tai Chi of that from posture to posture, the internal energy is unbroken comes in. Now that principle actually didn't come from Tai Chi, it came from Qigong. Tai Chi took it and they adapted it for how it would be more useful in doing martial arts. But if we're talking about health and the mind and using it for any other reason, intellectual, spiritual, physical, emotional, this principle of the chi being continuous is what naturally starts to release blockages in the body. Now, one way of looking at it is A blockage is that when the chi is stuck, it doesn't smoothly flow to the next thing that it has to do. It's having shocks inside of it. And the continuous movement of the chi removes the shock so that that really becomes the main point. Your mind, when it has gaps, when it has shocks, when it has the spaces like between the dots and dashes of Morse code, it's fixed. It gets fixed. And when there is a smooth flow through the mind, it generally does not get fixed. So the main point is to try and have that even flow through it, or what they are talking about in Tai Chi, from posture to posture, the internal energy is unbroken. Now here, we're not so much looking at the intentional energy, the internal energy of power. This is looking at the continuity of mind. And in that smooth continuity, when a person has that, this is when internally they feel free. And when it breaks up, they don't feel free. So again, it is more the freedom of the mind that we're looking for, and we're looking for the freedom of your energy so that you can apply it to whatever it is in your life that you want to apply it to. Now, other Taoist practices do apply it for certain applications. They're still doing the same thing, just applying it in certain ways. But in God's plane in the clouds, it's not geared toward any specific application, except if you want to say to empower the spiritual process. So I'd like you to stand up. And begin by getting your mind into your body. And really feeling, extending your mind through your body. At the same time, being aware of your structure, pelvis tucked, the head lifted slightly off the occiput, the top of the spine. And then allow yourself to condense. But feel your energy moving through your body. And then sink a little and begin to start rising into movement 6 without any sort of jerky movement. Have your energy moving, be the cause of your physical movement. Just continue out, going up. You want to go from smooth to smoother and even smoother. But that means you have to start smoothly. Now, when you bring your energy down the central channel, that's fine, but very shortly your arms are going to start splitting. So the energy can start going to your left and right channels. So feel that energy divide out and into the left and right channels. And then when you're coming up your left and right channels, try and feel where your hands join into the central channel at the crown of your head. It is from that moment, just before they join, to when they do join, that you have to make what you are doing become smooth without having any sort of jerkiness or start and stop. Just focus on that top transition for a few repetitions. Now, when you get to the bottom, just before your hands are going to split left and right, you have to pay attention to the chi in your hands being smooth. So again, there is no shock going from the bottom to the top. Maybe you have to slow down just an infinite amount and make sure that your hands join your central channel and go down. And there is no stop. There is no break. And then when you're getting near the bottom, before they are going to separate, you have to make sure it's smooth, so that when your hands start going up, there is no stop and there is no break. So focus on that bottom transition. When water flows downhill, it doesn't go to a point where it stops and has a big gap of air before it starts again. It continues without any break of any kind. Remember to keep your pelvis slightly condensed. And then within it being condensed, you're going to open and close to make the chi. When your hands come up, pull it from your feet to your belly. And when your hands go down, your chi goes from your belly down to your feet. And now as you're circulating your energy between the left and right and central channels, when you go down, see if you could get your mind inside the central channel. Your hands are moving the chi, but see if you could have your mind inside your central channel. It's right in the middle of your body. And remember, you have to have a very slight bending of the legs, equal in percentage to the bending of your arms. And it's the movement of your legs that's telling your spine and your arms what to do. Feel your feet really grounded into the earth. The earth will integrate everything inside you. Mother Earth is very integrating. But you have to connect with her in order to have that happen. So the legs are the leader. The spine is the connection between the legs and the arms. And your arms are expressing what the legs and spine are outputting. So when you are beginning to approach ending, you want to do it slowly. Don't stop abruptly. Before you are going to stop your chi, make sure that the chi is circulating well in your body. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't have a dead zone. So slowly come to a pause. When the mind really goes through the transition points, where the chi splits and joins, it sets the tone for the whole movement. It becomes real circularity that goes deeper into the mind, and the whole movement gets stronger. And the biggest point right now is the fact that the circularity that moves through everything begins before you start doing movement 6. And at the end of movement 6, you don't just get to the end and stop. It is still circulating and going on. Because remember, at the end of 6, you have finished the set, but you are going to do a whole thing of closing and taking everything into your dantian. So you still want your chi to be completely, evenly circulating at that point. So if there had to be one big takeaway message here, it is that there should be no sudden starts and stops, no matter how small. So I know that was a long time to do movement 6, but how did that work for you?
Yeah, that was really good. It was good that it was a long time because it took a while for me to make some of those connections. But
Yep.
just being able to the continuing practice of it, yeah, it was very helpful.
Good. Anyone?
No, that was really nice. I think taking the extended time that you really work through those transition points and smooth things out, I felt
Yeah.
more connected, as we kept going.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that also. I think when you brought the feet in about 2/3 of the way through,
Yep.
I realized my feet were just sitting there on the ground without a lot of energy happening. It's not like they weren't connected, like I wasn't connected to the earth, but it was like,
Mm,
oh, there's a lot of room for some energy expression in the feet too.
Yeah.
yes, there is.
Yes.
We mustn't lose that connection.
Lose the feet, baby.
Good. Well, clearly, you can take
Well,
focus appropriately into other postures, and continue working on this development of the legs being the leader of the movement, and moving the and continue in all of the postures, finding those transition points and being aware of how you are making those transitions, so that they are, everything is smooth. It's so easy when we break things into bend and stretch, or twist in and twist out, or whatever way we look at that way. It's very easy to let that break the movement, and it's important that, because what we want to do is get the chi to move continuously and in a fully integrated way in our body. So, any last minute thoughts here at the moment? Okay.
no, very good.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
thank you,
you.
David. Great
you.
class.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
great class.
Practice. Relax those elbows.
Mm.
See you next week.
Sounds
Great.
good. Take
Very
care,
good.
guys.
Thank you. See you guys.
So, one of the things that I took away this week from Rick's workshop, which was really very interesting in terms of doing Tai Chi, was to work on your form, not for flow, but for maintaining continuous energetic connection through your body. And the way that I was working with that was to not to not flow at all, but rather to absolutely simply go through it, through the form, pausing at certainly every change of weight shift or step, and take the time to feel whether you have arrived in a position you really want to be in. So, in doing that, just thinking about it in terms of even as you begin and you spiral down into that first leg, stopping, finding if you are actually feeling that extension of your finger. Where is the structure of your body? Where is the weight on your foot? Should be over the bubbling well at this point. And what's happening with the elbows and the shoulders? and really making sure you've established that point so that then you can make that step with complete control. And you can pause if you like there and feel that. And then as you go into Pung, pause, feel that. Have you connected all the way through the body? And that allows you to just go to each step. And your body will tell you if you haven't established that structure. Because, for instance, if you have not, and you try to go into that next movement, you lose your balance instead of it being a controlled step that allows you then to continue. And you can just go through the whole form that way. And it is, can be very informative, I think.
That's helpful to hear, because I feel that sometimes when I stop to check, I'm kind of cheating on the flow. You know, it's like, you know, I'm kind of ruining this one. But then you're right that there are times when, just like we were just doing with movement 6, you just need to go, okay, is this what I should be doing? Is this where I should be? Yeah.
And so it's really good to not worry about doing the flow necessarily, and obviously going at that pace, you may not have time to do the whole form.
Practice a paragraph at a time.
Right, or a half a paragraph, whatever you can do. But I found it very helpful, certainly for myself. And I did this in another class, and they found that very helpful as well. So kind of an interesting thought to play with.
Yeah, something different to try. Yeah, no, that would be.
Yeah. And that I have to say, you know, I can't condense a 3-hour workshop into a few minutes very effectively, but
no.
It just doesn't work too well, does it?
The reverse mustard seed or something like that.
Yeah. I wish. But it was really amazing to see how people did develop in this workshop. I mean, Rick is communicating more clearly. He's expanded the work. I do really encourage you to try to do the next workshop if you can. I know that's hard for you, Adam, but
yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah, and they're usually Sundays or Saturdays.
It's usually right? Sunday.
Yeah.
Because that's when I can usually get the center without any.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because there's things other times, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And people are generally free.
Freer on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah.
Freer.
Freer.
Yeah, freer, right?
Right. Depends when you're working.
Right.
Yeah.
So, any other questions at the moment?
No, I think this gives us, between the two classes, a lot to work on this week. So.
Yeah. It is a lot. Well.
Good, but yeah, no, sometimes you need that to, it's your goal.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. Have a good week.
Take care.
Right.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. See you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.